I have in this wooden box, I'm going to show you in a minute, but I will say this is by far the greatest thing that I've ever tested out for when it comes to fractions. I'm telling you, every single classroom should have it. Every single homeschool should have it. And better yet, this is one of those Montessori-inspired tools, toys, manipulatives, whatever you want to call it, the best thing. So I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to show you a demonstration on how I teach equivalent fractions. So first off, before I actually open it up, I want to tell you this. Look at this. It is in a box with a cover. Especially if you use Montessori Manipulatives, and I have tons of them. No, I'm not strictly Montessori, as you've seen through my blog, but I have tons of Montessori Manipulatives, and they come without covers, which, not my favorite, but this has a cover, so let's open it up, and it's wooden, and yes, I have over here wooden fraction rods. So the rods go from 1, a half, a third, a fourth. A few things I don't like, it skips some of the numbers at the end, but hey, this is just for an introduction. I learned to deal without it. Not my favorite, but again, it's okay. Excuse me. So, the first thing I present this with the children. I just ask them to look at it. You know, run your finger over it. It's 1, then you have 1, 2, then you have 1, 2, 3. And just to get familiar, then I'll show them, oh, if there's 3, what do you notice? You know, oh, I notice that the 3 is on the bottom. Look at that. I have 1. Oh, yeah, that's a third. Again, the key is just, this is where I'm not Montessori, is I don't present it. Well, I present it first, and then I let the kids, what do they see? Tell me what you observe. So again, 1, 2, 3, and I'll go all the way to 8. And then they see the 8s. Now, I would then bring out the 1. I find the 1 very important, and everything from in the very beginning should be based off of the 1, because the 1 is the whole and they're all equal. Then I would say, okay guys, I'm going to tell you something. What is an equivalent fraction? So I don't know what an equivalent fraction is. I don't know what a fraction is. You know, well, then you tell them, well, equivalent. What word do you know with equivalent? Oh, equal. And you give them clues. Equal, and eventually they're going to come to that on their own. So then I'll present something, for example, like, oh, I have 1 whole, and then I have 1 half. So you want to line it up. So again, we're doing the concept of equivalent. I have 1 half. And you say, you know what? Can you pick a piece from the box and give it to me? So let's say, oh, a fifth. Oh, a fifth. 1 whole, 1 half, 1/5. Is 1/5 equal? Nope, it's not. It's not an equivalent fraction. So can you get another equal? And then again, they'll keep adding, and eventually they'll figure out that no matter what you do, 1/5 will never be equal to 1 half. Now, so eventually you'll start building up, and then they'll realize that size-wise, the more you cut the fraction, the less equal it becomes. See? And you can actually build, if you're a Montessori educator, you can actually go down and build, you'd understand this, to build the stairs, but just going down or up, whatever the case is, just so they could visually see the difference in size. Now, so how do I get an equivalent fraction? Well, we just saw it doesn't work out. The only way to get an equivalent fraction is, at the very beginning, is to use the same parts. So once the children are starting to use the same parts, then you introduce that the denominator always has to be the same. For example, if I have 1/5 of a cake and someone else wants 2/5 of the cake, then I am left with 1, 2, 3, 3/5 of the cake is missing. So the concept is like this. You're showing it to them, then you go back, take it a step further. Well, if 3/5 of the cake is missing, how much cake do I have left? Then, because we all know it equals the whole, it has to equal that number 1 rod, then you bring it, oh my goodness, I have 2/5 of the cake left. And you just do like, give them different examples, like melon is a really good one. I have a melon, I cut it up into, let's say, 10 parts. There was a party, 8 parts of the melon were missing, so let's take out 8/10. How many is left? So you have 2/10 of melon left. It gets trickier when you start having 2 different things. For example, I have half a sandwich and I only ate 1/6 of a cookie, or whatever the case is. then, oh, that's not equal. So you want to show them that you can't really add it because it doesn't, how can you add a sandwich and a cookie? Like, it just doesn't work out. So just give them, I would suggest, practical examples. You know your home, I know my home. Look around your home and just see what examples could you give, or even make it for dinner. For example, you made a pan of stir fry. How many parts are, how many members of your family? So it's going to be equivalent, equal to how much? And you have 3 siblings home and they ate X amount of stir fry and this amount is left. Just keep it real and use these rods a lot in the beginning because they could visually see these two are not equal, this is not equal. But however, if you take the one in the row, you could make it equal back to the 1. And that's very important before you actually start multiplying, dividing, and doing all these funny things. So equivalent fractions, this is the best way to teach it, and best of all, it does come in a tray. The tray is really, really easy to clean up. See? The tray is really easy. They all fit really nicely, which I love. And the best part, it does have a cover, and the tray is just, you see, it's really, really visually appealing. I can't tell you. Everyone must teach fractions from this. So if you have any questions about this, let me know. If you have this or you have any other fractions manipulatives, let me know how you use them. And most importantly, the second your kids are up to teaching fractions, I want you to go down to my description box and actually get a link to this fraction puzzle, because you will see your kids will learn fractions so fast, they will forget their learning. You will forget that math has ever been a struggle. And whoa, just look at this. Look how beautiful this is. I mean, this is amazing. Definitely is a must have. I can't say it again. Must have for teaching fractions. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to pick up the fractions puzzle. This is a game changer in education. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and I want to hear what you guys think. Happy playing!